Hello to everyone. This is a viewpoint on Noyan Tapan TV, and I am Benyanin Poghosyan. In this episode, we will discuss the recent developments in Artsakh, Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, and we'll try to understand what may happen there. First of all, in last week, President of Azerbaijan, Aliyev, made several statements on the future of Nagorno-Karabakh. He explicitly stated that Armenians of Nagorno-Karabakh will never receive any status, will never receive any privileges. They just will become the ordinary citizens of Azerbaijan, enjoying, in quotes, all privileges and rights of other Azerbaijani citizens. So this was a very clear statement, and not the first one, about how Azerbaijani leadership understands or perceives the future of Nagorno-Karabakh. No status, no privileges, nothing. Even the so-called formal cultural autonomy, which somehow were discussed by some Azerbaijani experts and some Azerbaijani officials behind the closed doors, hinted that maybe they were ready to discuss the cultural autonomy. This was dismissed by Azerbaijani president. So again, very clear view, nothing for Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians, which means that maximum for which Armenians of Azerbaijan can hope is to live in some kind of ghetto within Azerbaijan, maybe similar to the Jewish ghetto in Warsaw during the Second World War. So this is Azerbaijani position, it's very clear, again, not first time, but once again, Azerbaijani president thought that it was necessary to repeat these statements. Now let's come back to Armenian government and let's try to understand what is the Armenian government position. Frankly speaking, when we look through the 21 months after the November 2020, after the end of Second Karabakh War, we have a clear perception that Armenian government position is very clear and very single. Armenian government believes that because Azerbaijan defeated Armenia in 2020 war, so Azerbaijan is winner, Armenia is loser. It means that Armenia has no other choice but to accept every demand of Azerbaijan. So it's clear mentality. Yes, we lost the war, we are weak side, so according to logic, the strong side will take everything and will do whatever it wants, and the weak side, in our case Armenia, should accept everything. Again, everything we should accept, every Azerbaijani demands, we should implement them, because we lost the 2020 war. And also there is another vision behind this logic, that if we, or Armenia, accepts all Azerbaijani demands, then maybe some sort of peace or security may come to our region, and at least internationally recognized borders of Republic of Armenia will be secure, and Armenia may somehow enter into the era of economic prosperity. Sometimes some experts and outsiders have a feeling that Armenian government believes that in the politics we should realize the principles of Christianity. If someone slaps your one cheek, you should provide your another cheek for second slap, hoping that after the second slap, your counterpart or your adversary will satisfy its ambitions and will not continue to punch you or to kick you. Unfortunately, the geopolitics is not the religion, and the rules of geopolitics are far different from the rules of Christian religion. And in the previous week, Azerbaijani president proves this by not only making his statements about Nagorno-Karabakh, that Karabakh Armenians will have nothing, no autonomy, no status, no privileges, but also President of Azerbaijan published a photo with him keeping or taking a map of Azerbaijan. And if we look to this map, it was a really interesting map of Azerbaijan, because it covered not only the so-called internationally recognized borders of Azerbaijan, but also several territories of Republic of Armenia, including Syunik region, Voyodor region, and Gegarkunik region, including the Lake Sevan. So by publishing this official photo and by taking this map, Azerbaijani president sent clear signals that even if Armenia continues to accept all Azerbaijani demands in Nagorno-Karabakh, because Armenia believes that Armenia is a loser and we lost the war, that is why we should do everything which the winner tells us, Azerbaijan is not going to stop on Nagorno-Karabakh. It will put more pressure and more demands on Armenia itself. Okay, some may ask, but what options Armenia has, except accepting everything which Azerbaijan demands, because again, Armenia lost the war, and if you lost the war, you have no chances but to implement all wishes and fantasies of winner side. Frankly speaking, this is a distorted logic, and this will bring Armenia to nowhere. Or, no, more precisely, it will bring Armenia to more losses and to more catastrophes. The only way to somehow stop this growing Azerbaijani appetite on Nagorno-Karabakh, on Syunik region, Vayodor region, Gegarkunik region, is to significantly improve and modernize Armenian army. And by speaking about modernization, we first of all should understand the capacity building of personnel and also the purchase of modern weaponry, especially the short and mid-range missiles, which really can threaten and, if necessary, destroy Azerbaijani oil and gas infrastructure. And we are not speaking here about pipelines, like oil pipeline, gas pipeline, because you can destroy part of pipeline and it will be renovated or reconstructed within a week. But if you destroy oil and gas wells and terminals in Caspian Sea, it will take Azerbaijan more than 10 years to reconstruct them. And obviously no one will put additionally $20–30 billion to reconstruct these facilities. Of course, some may argue that Armenia is not able to buy weapons from NATO member countries because Armenia is a CSTO member, Collective Security Treaty Organization member, and NATO member countries will not sell advanced weapons to Armenia because they have fear that these advanced technologies can be transferred to Russia. Because again, Armenia is a CSTO member state, and Armenia also has bilateral security treaties with Russia. Yes, this is true, and as far as Armenia is a Russia's ally, and Armenia is a CSTO member state, Armenia is not able to purchase the modern weapons or advanced technology weapons from the West or from NATO member countries. But let's not forget that there are other countries who also produce very sophisticated weapons. And among these countries, I can mention India, I can mention Brazil, and even I can mention South Korea. So it's not the case that Armenia should focus only on Russia. We all know that Russia has now problems with the production of sophisticated weapons because of Western sanctions, and also the war in Ukraine took much of Russia's arsenal there. But again, it's not the case that Armenia has only Russia or NATO member states. Armenia should focus its attention on so-called middle powers, which are producing weapons and which would like to expand their arms sales. Again, India, Brazil, South Korea. Recently, there were some news that Armenia is going to purchase some $40 million of military equipment from India, including some drones, and this is a step toward the right direction. But again, Armenia could and should explore other options. For example, let's take South Korea. Just a week ago, Poland signed a very big arms deal with South Korea. The arms deal equivalent to $14 billion US. And I should mention that, for example, in 2021, South Korea military export was $7 billion. And only this deal with Poland will double this export amount of South Korean weapons twice, from $7 billion for entire 2021 to $14 billion for 2022, 2023, only with Poland. And let's not forget that Poland itself is a NATO member state, and presumably it should buy weapons, first of all, from its NATO counterparts, like United States and European countries. But again, Poland decided to buy weapons also from South Korea, tanks, howitzers, etc. So again, the only way to somehow stop Azerbaijani growing appetite and to stop Azerbaijani dreams and also plans regarding not only Nagorno-Karabakh but Armenia's territory itself is to significantly and quickly modernize Armenian army by increasing capacity building of personnel, but also buying modern assault advanced technology weapons. Of course, some may argue that Armenia has no money, we are a poor country, etc., etc. But even if you look into the Armenia's budget, we see that definitely there are money, and let's not also forget about diaspora. If there will be clear-cut projects aimed for weapons buying, I strongly believe that at least part of Armenian diaspora will definitely participate in this issue. Otherwise, if Armenia will continue its current behavior, that we lost the war, which means that Azerbaijan should do everything which it wants, and we should accept everything and satisfy all Azerbaijani demands, because again, we are losers and Azerbaijan is winner. This only will bring more suffering to Armenia and nothing else. Thank you, and we will meet soon.